to the WCHS Today show. I'm your co-host, Mark Kerr. Tonight's a very special show because, yes, tonight we break the record. Yes! I would also like to thank the control room people for those wonderful credits to introduce the show. Tonight's featured guest will be the man himself. You've come to know and love him, Mr. Dr. W there, Woody, yes! And now, let's have a warm welcome for the only man you will ever meet who will wear a turtleneck shirt in 100-degree temperatures. The host of the show, John Wall!
It's nice to see all these people this week for our record-breaking season finale. And yes, we thank you, Jim, for those wonderful opening credits about the smiling bald guy. Guess you just have to guess who that is. I don't know. You're wrong. We will start the show, as always, with our weekly Top 10, presented by Andy Berger.
Okay.
What do you have for us this week?
We have for you the top 10 cool things about Woody.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
You had to limit it to 10, right?
Right, I had to, yeah, I know, there were so many, I just couldn't decide which ones to put. Okay, number 10. His outrageous gourmet popcorn. Number 9. His wide variety of tiny candy bars. Number 8. The amount of profit he must make on each tiny candy bar. Number 7. His endless and sometimes unwanted words of advice. Number 6. His quaint plaid shirts that were given to him by his great-grandfather. Very nice, Woody. Number 5. The neat way his pocket, which holds everything, expands when fully loaded. Take that as you will.
Moving right along. What number are we on?
Number 4. That enthused look on his face when he thinks people are actually laughing at his jokes. Number 3. His job.
He is coffee, folks.
Exactly what does he do?
Number 2. Number 1. Number 1.
It's doing laughs.
The bald spots on the front and the back of his head separated by sideburns and a minute segment of hair.
That was great. And a special thanks to our authors of the top 10, and more recently Andy, and for presenting it, and also his helpers. He's had some other people present, Jim Bremenkamp, and also some other folks. So we definitely thank you for starting off the show with a nice bang. And we have something very special for you now, a video clip which contains some highlights of the top 10s from the year. And also, I've been told it has an edited version of Big Bad Bruce. So, if you would roll that, Jim.
Just kidding.
Death.
Today's top 10.
On the official Monaco
Well,
placement.
top 10 ways to rip on John while at the authors meeting.
That John isn't it. Yes.
At which I
I was
wasn't
not
present
at.
either.
The inside.
All right. Number 10. Did you know John will star in the sequel to Dumbo?
Get the mirror.
Number 9. John thought he had a chest hair until he took a lint brush to it.
I see why they wouldn't tell me what the top 10 was about. Yes. Now I see. And you won't be on the show.
Yeah.
But nice knowing you, Andy.
Yeah. Number 8. Is that John's real hair, or did my 2 pet hamsters crawl on his head and die?
My.
Number 7. Did you know his middle name is Harry? Number 6. I think you're right. He does look a little bit like Woody. Number 5. Is he cross-eyed or does he not like to follow the agenda? Number 4. Did you know his middle name is Harry?
Hey, wait a second. It's Bartholomew.
Number 3. John is almost as easy to rip on as Woody.
Ouch.
Number 2. No, his middle name isn't really Harry, is it? And the number 1 burns on John when I wasn't there to defend him. Number 1. This is the easiest top 10 we've ever had to write.
That's all right, Andy. You just... We have the top 10 replies to last week's top 10. All right.
I can't wait to hear these.
All right, number 10. It is a family name.
What was last week?
Last week's, they were burning poor innocent me, who was not at the meeting. Was not there at the meeting. So number 10, it is a family name. Number 9, is that a radio I hear? Oh no, it's just Andy Berriger. Number 8, Mark, be quiet. You're just too loud on this show. It's just too loud. Number 7, hey, turn that microphone up, Jim. We can't hear you back there.
Okay.
Number 6, Dave, can you play that thing, or is it just for looks? Number 5, didn't you guys leave a tip? I didn't think so. Number 4, Jim, put the sheep away. Number 3, it is a family name. Number 2, Mark Allen Kerr. I rest my case. And number 1, haven't the top 10s this year been pretty darn good?
Yeah.
Surgeon? All right.
That's the theme, the homecoming theme.
Today's top 10 are the top 10 worst homecoming dates. All right. The top 10 how-to books that didn't make it. We have here the top 10 things said before a space shuttle launch. 1098-765-4321. Thank you.
Game penalty.
The top 10 things to do with leftover Thanksgiving turkey.
Family show.
This week's pitiful top 10 is the top 10 things to do at a hockey game.
Ooh.
What? The top 10 this week is the top 10 things said at Nashville.
Ooh.
Touches you right here. Or is it? No.
Today's top 10.
No.
Top 10 bald men in the world.
Hey! We need more balls.
Today's top 10 are the top 10 things that happen when you get caught cheating on your ACT.
Oh no! Cheating on the ACT.
Ooh, who'd ever do that?
Number 10. Who would do that?
Hey, wait a second! You stole that!
Number 9. That old lady in the front of the room shakes that honky ugly finger at you. This one, of course. Number 8.
We needed. Number 8, Jim.
Number 8. Induction into the Iraqi National Guard.
Oh!
Number 7. You become a complete failure and take up audiovisual instructing. Tag team that, Dr. Woodward. Number 6. Elvis pulls you to the deep.
Inconceivable.
Number 5. A free meal with the Quails. Number 4. That old lady, yes, it's the same old lady. That old lady in the front of the room runs toward you and turns and turns all cheating males into sopranos.
Oh, all you could ask for in the top 10.
Yeah.
More.
Number 3. Take it over.
Oh, no.
The same answer again.
Number 2. This answer doesn't make sense.
Oh, okay.
You are forced to pluck Woody's hair out with tweezers.
What is that?
What hair? Just doesn't make sense. All right, number 1. That's what obviously happened with Dan Quayle. You become vice president.
From the masters of excitement and terror comes the most awesome, the most astounding Japanese motion picture to be released in North America. Big Bad Bruce.
Oh, Brother Bruce, how beautiful these flowers smell.
Yes, they smell lovely. I am worried. It is not safe here. I sense evil about.
Who would dare bother us? You are the mightiest of kung fu masters.
Yes, I am. Stop! Stop! Unhand her, you honorless dogs. I will defeat you. Ha!
What? Huh? What?
Ow! Take that, Bruce.
And so the evil henchmen take Bruce to the warlord's mountain stronghold, where his sister is captive. So, this is the mighty master of kung fu. I am not impressed.
Would you care to bet on that? What? I challenge you to a fight. If I win, I and my sister go free. If I lose, I shall serve you willingly forever.
Very well.
Turkey! Guard, leave us! Toy! Hey, I have beaten you fair and square. Submit and I shall spare your life.
No, never! I shall set the bomb. Ow! You hurt me.
And there is more where that came from.
I have just activated a bomb planted under this castle. If I'm going to die, I shall take you with me. Oh!
We must escape before the castle explodes.
As we said, we thank you very much and all your various authors for presenting the top 10 for the year. Thank you, Andy Berger. As always, I will stick closely to the agenda. Thank you very much. We will now have our fine arts correspondent finishing up the year will be Allison Berger. Let's have a warm welcome for Allison Berger. And so, what do we have for the final week of WCHS Today?
Well, tonight in drama we have our senior send-off, and that's where the entire drama club is taking a trip over to Conklin's, and we're gonna see their production of Nonsense.
Yes.
And we're having our awards banquet there, and on Memorial Day the company is going to be performing down at the Courthouse Plaza, and we're singing memorial stuff, like God Bless the USA and things like that. And that's at 10 o'clock in the morning. So.
Also on Memorial Day, the band is going to march in the parade, as usual, through Washington, and then we're also going to play for graduation. And so we're getting ready for that. Yesterday we went outside and marched. It was pretty fun.
Kind of shaking out the cobwebs of...
Yeah.
Getting used to the heat so you don't pass out when you get there.
Very funny.
But you're gonna stay plenty cool this year, though, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a lawn chair.
Take a fan.
But otherwise, I think that about finishes up the year.
Yeah.
We have baccalaureate.
Yeah, the singing at baccalaureate, and that's Wednesday the 29th. So, other than that, that's about all there is.
Okay, well, we've had a very fine year in fine arts, and we thank you for your many, many weeks of info and really keeping us filled in. We thank you very much, our arts correspondents. Boy, Rich just adds that special touch to the show. And now we'll go to our special segment that we know as Tony's Tales, which we've added about mid-year, I would say, about mid-year, and presenting.
Tales, dude. I'll improv.
No, the tales were written. Were they not received?
Not received.
Oh my, the tales were written, not received.
I don't know.
Okay, well.
Well, John, see, there's something good here, because now we can do WCHS Today, the lost episodes.
Yes.
The lost tales.
Okay, well,
Thank you,
we'll leave these Tony's Tales with you for next year, I suppose. I saw them written out, and, well, like I said, we can promise you those next year then. Okay, moving right along. We had...
But his tales will look
we do have Tony's Tales on video, though, for you. So never fear, we have Tony's Tales.
Before I discuss Valentine's Day, I thought it'd be appropriate to tell you about Saint Valentine, for which Valentine's Day is named after. Saint Valentine was an early Christian martyr commonly regarded as the patron saint of lovers. Valentine of Rome was a priest who is said to have been martyred about 269 during the persecution ordered by Claudius the Goth. A second martyr named Valentine was allegedly Bishop of Terni. The early martyrology commemorates both on February 14th and indicates that they were beheaded
American technology wonderful?
That's the best cue I've ever heard. That was beautiful.
That they were beheaded on the Flaminian Way, one near Rome and the other in Terni. However, there may have been only one Valentine who perhaps was taken from one city to the other for execution, with the results that two cults arose. Yeah. And now, what is Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day is a day on which lovers traditionally exchange affectionate messages and gifts. It is observed on February 14th, the date on which St. Valentine's was martyred. The sending of love notes on that day arose in the late Middle Ages and appears to have been accidental. The most plausible of several theories relates it to medieval European belief that birds begin to mate on that day. Tweet! Okay. This notion probably suggested that lovers should exchange messages and gifts on February 14th. Once the custom was established, Valentine came to be applied to the persons and their tokens of affection. And that is Valentine's Day. Oh, yeah.
Notice that as you become more successful, you lose things. One of my friends was a truck driver, then he became a successful lawyer. However, he went from driving a 16-wheeler to driving a car. He went from 16 wheels to 4. Another friend of mine is a successful clown. When he was little, he learned how to ride a tricycle. Then he learned how to ride a bike, and then a unicycle. He went from 3 wheels to 2 wheels to 1 wheel. Many of my other friends have lost things for success. If this is true, Dr. Woodward has lost so much hair, he has to be one of the most successful men we know.
This is the senior show. I kind of got in a creative mood, so I actually have quite a few. Okay, shallow thought number 1. I just hate it when my parents try to tell me what to do. One day, space aliens landed in my backyard. I sold my parents into slavery, and then I used the money to buy a star cruiser. Now I am cruising the galaxy and meeting sexy space babes.
Didn't get much shallower.
Yeah. It is an old wives' tale that says you knock on wood for good luck. I am curious, what happens if you knock on steel, or if you knock on plastic? If that is the case, Dr. Woodward should knock on sheep's wool. It's bound to give him a full head of hair. Okay, this is for our sound god back there in the booth.
Look out.
I've always wondered what I would do after graduation. I realized that I would sorely miss our god of sound, Jim G.
As well you should.
Game penalty.
So I think I will have to kill him and have his corpse bronzed. Now, no matter what, wherever I go, I will be able to have him with me everywhere.
We thank Tony Robbins. He did write every single one of those tales and shallow thoughts, and we also thank Rich Doyen for help presenting those when Tony was busy, which was all but about twice. So a big thanks to you that really made the show bright. Okay, and so I always stick to the agenda. I will go now to our featured guest, Dr. and we call Uncle Dave Woodward. And
goodness,
we welcome you onto the show as we
kind of do sink down.
much nicer than we've had in the past.
Yes.
And as always, we will give the great plug. We thank Mrs. Knapp for this very nice couch.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yes, Mrs. Knapp.
I have to throw that plug in there every once in a while.
Yep.
We welcome you to the show. We hear you quite often in the back giving that laugh, and
That's just a tape. That's not really me.
Oh yeah. You're Santa Claus.
See, now you're proving it wrong. Well, let's talk a little bit about WCHS Today history, when it started, and who started it.
Okay. I think it started about 10 years ago, roughly. I think it was around 81. We started a show that was called the Student Interest Project Show, called the SIP Show, I think. And the objective of the show was to publicize all of the things that go on here at school, that the kids are involved in, all the positive things, and a lot of the different kinds of things that you guys are, sharing with everybody every week. And I found out that we could play the tapes over the local community access network and television network free. Didn't cost us anything, and I like that word free. So,
what channel was it at the time?
Well, let me see. It's changed so many times. I think it was Channel 5 originally.
Channel 5.
Yeah.
And then moved to.
Then moved to 32, and now I think as of 15 seconds ago we were on Channel 22.
Hopefully our nesting spot there is
for
22.
A while. Yes. So, but anyhow, then about a year or so after that, the students decided to change the format of the show a little bit into WCHS Today, and so it's kind of evolved. Started out with one chair and as I remember, maybe an end table, and now we've kind of exploded into a really nice looking set. All of the students have added things over the years. The carpeting has been borrowed from someplace, and as I said, the desk, I think Mike Hatfield went out and bought from somebody for about half of what they wanted for it. And so, you can go through and there's a lot of different things, but it's actually the kids' show. It's a student show, and they've done and you guys have done a super job of carrying it on. And 32 shows this year, right?
32 shows.
That's not too bad.
What do you feel TV Club gives to you as a sponsor?
The short-term results of TV Club for me, because I have two clubs that I advise, I can let my hair down.
Lets you cut loose.
Yeah. With this show, and also because I'm audiovisual director, that I'm interested in television and that kind of thing anyhow. So that's the short-term thing that I get out of the show. The long-term thing is seeing students come in who can have as much fun and get as much out of the show as they decide to put into it. And then at the same time, with the students that go on in their careers, whether it be in college or in the service or in business for themselves or whatever, maybe they're not involved in television, but many of the things that they learned while doing the show, teamwork, deadlines, fixing agendas, following them, some accountability, some responsibility, working together. Seeing that when the students go on after they graduate and on into college and then into their professional lives, that's my long-term, if you want to say, the positive things that I get out of doing
How do you feel that we have done? I mean, how many students have you seen that now produce things, their own TV, or like you said, are just involved in some way or another?
I don't know, probably 10, 15, roughly, at least, maybe 20 that are off as a direct result of what they probably learned in this club, as well as the other clubs that they were involved in, has helped them either make college decisions for careers, and then after they're done with college and on with their careers, helps them make decisions in their lives, where they're headed. So that's a really neat thing about the show.
How do you feel that the show benefits the high school itself?
Well, I think it adds a lot to our school community relations programs, so that anyone who has access to cable television, and I think there's approximately in East Peoria, in Creve Coeur, Robine, Sunnyland, and Washington, there are around 11,000 homes. That was a statistic that I remember seeing in '88. I don't know if that's gone up or down significantly. But that allows us to share information with the community about what is going on at the school and what their kids are involved in. And so that it's not just the fact that the students go to class here and they get grades in certain classes and then they get a diploma, but there's a lot of other things that go on here too, and a lot of positive things.
What have been some of your favorite, say, guests or topics for shows?
Well, traditionally, the Christmas show has been a neat show where we get a lot of people in and try to sing Christmas carols, and the Thanksgiving show occasionally has been rather interesting when they get into to pumpkins and stuff. The spring break show has been usually a lot of fun. A lot of the shows, well, like the show you guys did a couple weeks ago out in the park, you know, where you kind of actually walk away from the studio and do your thing, and else they did a mall show and one down on the square one year. You know, those are kind of neat things for the kids to get involved in. Those are right off the top of my head, you know, some of the different kinds of things that kids have done.
What could you say are some of your best memories of TV Club over a decade now?
The students working together, trying to make sure that it's not easy to do a weekly show. And we watch the show on TV, but any show that's on television, it just takes a tremendous amount of effort. It's a very, as I call it, time-intensive medium, as far as getting the guests lined up, getting the agenda set up, making sure that the top 10 usually is current and has been written, and all of the correspondence, making sure that they know that they're needed to be here because of their schedules. And I don't do any of that. Okay, the students do all of that, or John does it, or a variety of the different, and Mark. Okay, so the students do all that. I pop the popcorn.
No, that's not all. That is not all. Yes.
So you know, that's what's really neat, is to see that it's a student show. And I think that's being able to step back and allow that to happen, I think has allowed the show to evolve to where it is today. Because I work with a lot of people around the state of Illinois and then in other states, and who have television shows or try to have television shows and try to utilize public access, and it's very, very difficult to do a weekly show. And usually what happens is that they start out with a very high expectation of what they think they can do, and I've seen where some advisors have turned kids off because they don't want any mistakes made, and they don't want any focusing problems, and they don't want any glitches and that kind of thing. And you know, and that's not the whole idea of the show.
So how do you feel that we've been a better show for going, as we like to call, almost live, with no editing and?
Definitely. Definitely. I would never ever change that format. Some people think that you know, we shouldn't have a few little errors here and there or mistakes, but I think that's one of the reasons why the show has been so popular. We've seen so many kids get involved in it. That's why people like Johnny Carson's show is so successful, David Letterman and some of the others, is because they do not edit out the boo-boos and the electronic ouchies, as I call them. You know, they let it roll. I mean, sometimes they have to bleep some expletive deleteds, you know, but you know, those kinds of things. But other than that, and we've only had to do that like 2 or 3 times, I think, in the 10 years that we've been doing the show. So, that says a lot for our students here at the high school and that have worked in the program, because that we haven't had to, if you want to call it, censor something.
So we would definitely not have had a show a week, as we practically do with 32
Right.
shows.
Exactly. We had 37 weeks of school this year, and I think that's a traditional school year, and we had 32 shows.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I had a few more questions. Did you have anything?
No, I just wanted to say thanks for a good year.
Well, it's
good
been great.
several years.
Yeah.
I would like to know if when you started out years ago, if you thought it would ever be like this, if this is what you expected, or
No. Every year I've been totally surprised by...
hopefully pleasant.
Yes. Well, that's the reason why I don't have any hair. I had a full head of hair when I started 10 years ago. No, I've been... I know, you've got pictures to prove it. No, I've been really surprised by the new ideas, the new concepts that the students have come up with, the different kinds of things, let's try this or let's try that, and that has really helped the show, and helped it to foster it, helped get more students involved. I don't know if you've counted heads today, but when we started this year, and traditionally as an average, and I say average, we probably had 30 students in the audience every week. Some weeks we had 55 students in the audience and we ran out of chairs. In other weeks we had 5 in the audience and they had to really sound loud, but as far as the average goes, we had about 25 to 30 students in the audience. And they're here for a reason, and that's because they like watching the show being done live. So that says a lot for the show and for the efforts that the students that are involved in have done. So I appreciate all the time that the students have put in. If I had to make sure that all of that was done, we wouldn't have a show because of my schedule. I just wouldn't have been able to do all of that. And so I really appreciate the work that all of the people that have helped this year and in the past years have done to make the show successful, because that's why it's happened. I'm just the advisor, the sponsor. I show up and make sure the door is unlocked.
Okay, Jim, I believe we have a quick little video here. So.
Well, we have a number of videos. We have.
Okay, just show them all together.
Sure,
that's fine.
And now, let's have a warm welcome for our host, John, the jogging jokester, Wall. John Wall. John, the fool Wall. John, Mr. Spontaneous Wall. John, the man without a tie, Wall. Let's have a warm welcome for your host, John, the man who made the mistake of using Dr. Woody's hair tonic and shampoo, Wall.
I would like you to meet my group, Love Barrage. And we have this beautiful song that we've composed for you. So if you all just sit back and relax. Cupid, pull back your bow and let your arrow go. Cupid, pull back your bow and let your arrow go. Cupid, pull back your bow and let your arrow go. Oh! 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 All right! So, you've got terrible aim!
Thank you very much, Jim G. That's a little video tribute to you, Dr. Woodward.
That's super.
I'd just like to, one last time, like to see what you see for the TV Club future.
Well, it's going to be tough to beat 32 shows in a 37-week, school year. So I think if they would shoot for 34 or 33 shows next year, I think that maybe if we could get more students involved, which we're out of room right now at the studio, maybe a few more remotes now that we have a little bit more equipment down at 22 as of 20 seconds ago. And we have more students taking training classes, I think, down there at Channel 22. So that will allow some more flexibility and a little bit more creativity and that kind of thing. So, those are some areas that could be expanded into as at the same time trying to maintain the weekly show, which is it's a tough job.
Folks, I think it is hard to put in words the thanks I have for Woody and what he has done for us and the time that he has given to us all. And Dr. Woodward, I just thank you for many fine years.
Thanks, John.
Thank you. Would you like to explain the next video?
The next video is a video an alumni from the show, my brother, Andy Kerr, put together in his spare time between classes. It's just something.
So this is not for a project or anything?
No,
simply
it's just
something he did?
he whipped up for the fun of it.
Okay, is any explanation needed or just roll
No, I
with
think
it?
you guys will get the general idea.
Okay, if you're ready then, Jim.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway, looking for adventure, and whatever comes our way. Yeah, darling, go make it happen. Take the world in a loving embrace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into space. I like smoking lightning. Heavy metal thunder, racing with the wind, and the feeling that I'm under. Yeah, darling, go make it happen. Take the world in a loving embrace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into space. Like a true nature's child, we were born to be wild. We can climb so high, I never wanna die. Born to be wild. Born to be wild. Get your motor running. Head out on the highway, looking for adventure, and whatever comes our way. Yeah, darling, go make it happen. Take the world in a loving embrace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into space. Like a true nature's child, we were born to be wild. We can climb so high, I never wanna die.
from Operation Desert Shield there.
Put together by your brother, Andy Kerr, former TV Club co-host, I believe, as well.
Co-host and also.
Yeah. Running the family then?
Yeah.
I see. Okay, we have many people to thank, and it is hard to not forget someone. Though if I do happen to forget someone, just a general thank you. We thank all our top 10 authors, producers, writers, all our authors of any any interviews or all the various things we have, such as Tony's Tales and many things such as that. Our many, many fine video clips produced this year by Jim G. My hat's off. Yeah! I asked Jim G to take on a big job, and he did it, and did it very well. And so we're very proud of you, Jim. Yeah! Yeah! Special thanks to all my guests. We've had some just excellent guests this year. I couldn't have asked for 32 finer people, and sometimes it was the same people who willingly came back and really came through for us. Big thanks to all of them. Big thanks to Woody, as always. A thank you to all our cameramen, all our technical men. We've gone through. We had a band for a large portion of the year, the Gigantosurgeons, very fun. Many audience members, which we broke a record that I've ever seen of fitting people in this studio, fire hazards and all. I'm very grateful to have such a large club this year. It was truly a thanks to you, and to be able to come here every week and sit in the audience, which isn't always easy, I understand, but we thank you for the support. And, it's not always easy to come and watch, and not always be on, but we do appreciate the live audience very much so. And my thanks to Mark Kerr for being a very fine co-host this year. All of our officers, we had a very fine slate of officers this year. The year went so smoothly, I can't pick out any problems to it. So, my special thanks to the Bearer of Good Tidings, which has very great news this year. This week.
We have accomplished 32.
Broke a world record, I heard on the announcement.
Yes,
there.
world record.
World record that we broke with 32 fine shows. As Dr. Woodward said, 37 weeks of school. Sometimes we had to shoot shows back to back some evenings, and people gave some very long evenings. And thank you that we really did break the record with no problem. So. Okay, we'll go now to the audience poll.
And what is the audience poll, John?
The audience poll for this week was, what do you think life would be like without Woody or TV Club? It's all right, folks. Voluptuous, I don't understand. Delicious. Addictive, sweet and sour, and exotic.
Maybe penalty.
Do I not have the right question here? A lot dimmer without his glare.
I didn't do it.
Not worth living. That sums it up. Just pure heck. Hey, that's what it says. Seductive. I think I have the wrong.
Oh, this came from the same person.
What? No Woody? Is there such a thing as life without Woody? Eskimo. It's been the answer many times this year, and I still don't
I believe
get
that's
it.
probably a John Dan answer.
It would be a place of torment and pain for all the Woody-loving people in the world. We all would be a lot happier. I disagree.
You got that hand ready, John. We'll follow up on that.
Life would end, yes, definitely. It would be sassy Someone heard the wrong question.
Hey, that's my dog.
Life would be a wasteland of people with a full head of hair and normal laughs.
Jeez.
I wrote a book here.
I would die because we also wouldn't have Juan Valdez.
Oh, that's right.
And I believe that always goes along with that, his little mule Pepe. My life would be sodium free. Free salt. Echoes through the hallways.
Free salt with the popcorn.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh, how did they spell that? Let me see that.
Yeah, they actually took the time to spell it out there. A living heck again, and yes, that is eyewitnesses. Boring.
Yes,
Very boring.
very definitely.
Tempting. Telling you, people got the wrong question. I'd rather not think of such thoughts. Very good, very good. Life would be dull and boring. We wouldn't have any public opportunity to make fun of Woody. But it says here, we still love you, Dr. Woodward.
Oh.
Life would be dull because nobody would be able to make fools of themselves.
Yeah.
Not very nice. Yes. Would be much darker because we wouldn't have Woody's bald head to brighten our day. Tell you, it just never ends, does it? Bear with me, folks. Here.
That's Richards.
Well, for having been my first year in TV Club, I must say it has been a highlight of the school year. I've learned to appreciate how to put a show together and how hard it can be. And I might add, how can any single person actually appreciate life without hearing the laugh of Dr. Woodward? Right on cue. Right on cue. But most of all, I've learned how to appreciate good friends who know how to get together on a Thursday afternoon and have a good time. Definitely. People who know how to work together to accomplish what many high school students are incapable of. We need to thank John, Mark, and Jim for the work that they have done for us this year. But the one who deserves the most credit is Dr. Woodward. Yes, definitely. Definitely. His contributions to the TV Club cannot be matched. Dr. Woodward, we thank you with all of our hearts. TV Club 1991.
Thank you.
Okay, we will now have the announcement of our officers. If all of our officers would come backstage here. All our present officers come to the couch, and our past, our new officers to the back here. We will bring them out.
Oh, well done. That was a small hint, I think.
Oh, hold on, Dave. Hold on. Well, come on. We'll just you go ahead.
Dave, cut in between. Coming or going.
Caught, doesn't know what
he's just staying here.
I thought we were supposed to be out here.
I'm an old officer, Rich.
Oh. He's an old officer, about to be a new officer. Okay, we will now present the
Wow, there's a lot of people out there. I just know.
student council. If our former student council person would please go get our new student council representative, Dave. And here he is, Dave's our new student council representative. And now, if our 1991 secretary treasurer would go get the new 1991-1992 secretary / treasurer. All right, Jessica Robson will be our secretary / treasurer. And now, Mark, if you would go get our new vice president for 1991-1992. No. And we are very proud to name our 1991-1992 TV Club president. I have a hard time with that one. Jim G. If you would all raise your,
This is what Jim looks
if you would
like.
all raise your right hands, please. Right hands for swearing in. I state your name.
I state your name.
Jim G. Rich Doring.
David Aiken.
Jess Robson.
Do hereby promise.
Do hereby promise.
To live up to.
To live up to.
And follow through successfully.
And follow through successfulully.
In the 1991-1992 school year.
In the 1991-92 school year.
It's a bad song, John.
The many duties which fall into my office.
Duties which fall into my office.
Your 1991-1992 TV Club officers. It is my privilege now to hand over the Magic School Box, which is showing where 10 years of service to WCHS Today, to our new president, Jim G. Please take great care of it. I wish you all the luck in the world. Thank you very much. New officer. All right,
It's heavier than it appears. You know?
Okay, all right. Our new officers, thank you very much.
Yeah. I have to go get in to run you.
Yes.
See you later.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Dave, good Dave. Good job.
Boy, he loves stage time. I don't know.
I tell you. Out there as much as he can. Well, is there anything you would like to add before we say goodbye here?
Does that come
decided by Mark and myself and Uncle Woody, and at our picnic we will be announcing that at our cookout. So you just have to stay tuned until next year to find out who the new host is. Have some closing words for us?
Well, John, I think everyone would like. I think we all owe John a round of applause.
Yeah!
3 years here, 3 years for this man, and he's done an excellent job. John Wall.
I have thoroughly enjoyed my 3 years as host, and I'd like once again to
Set a record.
Yes.
3 years in a row.
I'd like to thank Woody for helping us grow into what I feel has been a very successful year, and probably our best by far. And I have all my TV Club members to thank for that. I will definitely miss TV show. We thank you for this year for tuning in, and we'll see you back next year, same time, same channel. Thanks, everybody.